I'm your host, and today I'm diving deep into an incredibly important and powerful story that's shaking up the landscape of American politics and the media. Now, this isn't just another political podcast, folks. This is a journey into the heart of what it means to stand up against the tide when the tide is trying to drag you down. We're talking about the story behind the Flynn Movie, a film that uncovers the harsh realities of deep state tyranny in America, and it's the work of filmmaker Scott Weiper. Scott Weiper is no stranger to the Hollywood scene. He's made a name for himself with action-packed thrillers, but this time, he's taken on a role more important than any of his previous films. He's telling the story of General Michael Flynn, a man who served his country for 33 years, rose to the rank of 3-star general, and became the National Security Advisor. But instead of receiving the respect and honor he deserved, General Flynn found himself at the center of a vicious campaign by what many are calling the deep state. Scott's journey to making this film is a story in itself. He left the world of big-budget action movies to dive into the murky waters of political intrigue and historical cover-ups. He explained that after years of making films like The Big Ugly and The Condemned, he felt a calling to tell a story that matters. He reached out to General Flynn, and the rest, as they say, is history. What shocked Scott the most was the level of villainy he uncovered. In Hollywood, villains are often one-dimensional, but the deep state is a different beast. It's a faceless entity, a runaway behemoth that operates without a heart or soul. Scott found that this entity was willing to go to extreme lengths to destroy General Flynn, a man with a spotless record and a deep love for his country. The deep state didn't just target Flynn, they went after his family, his reputation, and his livelihood, forcing him to liquidate assets to pay legal fees and nearly throwing him into prison. But here's the kicker. The charges against General Flynn were fabricated. The crimes they concocted, like violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, were nothing more than a smokescreen. Scott emphasized how these fabricated charges were used to manipulate public opinion, with the mainstream media repeating the lies over and over again. The goal was to label General Flynn as a traitor, even as the deep state itself was engaged in acts of treason. The film features over 100 hours of interviews with people from all walks of life, creating a microcosm of America. It's not just a political story, it's a human one. You see General Flynn's family, the people who stood by him, and the toll that this relentless attack took on ordinary Americans. Scott's approach was to let the truth guide him, and the result is a film that challenges viewers to think critically and question the narratives they've been fed. One of the most striking moments in the film, according to Scott, is when General Flynn opens up about his views on war. Contrary to the media's portrayal of him as a war hawk, Flynn is deeply opposed to war. He believes that war is a failure of leadership and policy. This human side of Flynn is often overlooked, but it's a crucial part of understanding who he is and why he stands as a hero to many. The film also delves into the broader implications of deep state tyranny. It covers the expansion of NATO, the manipulation of public opinion through false flag operations, and the ways in which the deep state has influenced U.S. foreign policy to serve its own interests. Scott emphasizes that the deep state's actions are not just about one man, they are about the erosion of American democracy and the manipulation of the American people. Scott's next project is just as ambitious. He's planning to create something that will help the Trump administration in 2025, focusing on educating the public about issues like the Federal Reserve, the rise of BRICS currency, and the need to take down the central banks. He's thinking big, aiming to create a story that will assist in the fight for transparency and truth. In a world where words are weapons and narratives are crafted to control the masses, Scott Weiper's Flynn Movie stands as a beacon of hope. It's a call to action for all Americans to wake up, think critically, and stand up for what's right. The film is available at flynnmovie.com, and I urge you to watch it, share it, and help spread the truth. This isn't just a story, it's a movement. It's about reclaiming our nation and ensuring that the voices of the people are heard. So go to flynnmovie.com, check out the film, and join us in this fight for the soul of America. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to follow Scott Wiper on Twitter or X at ScottWiperUSA. God bless you, and we'll catch you next time on BrightLearn. Take care and stay informed.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Scott Wiper and Mike Adams on August 22, 2024. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.